Right now, the numero uno thing that makes me want to scream into a bag is people picking Paulo Costa to beat Khamzat Chimaev. It makes me want to pull my hair out. If you lose to Marvin Vettori, that is pathetic. How can we even take you serious? The people that are picking Paulo Costa, they need a serious wake-up call. Yeah, Khamzat's going to absolutely smoke Paulo Costa. I can't stand these Costa fans, man. Costa's getting up. Costa's getting beat up like you stole something. Knockout artist. Stop. Stop. I'm tired of them calling this guy a knockout artist. Big meaty hooks. Big meaty hooks. I'm throwing big meaty hooks all damn night. Throwing big meaty hooks. Big meaty hooks. Big meaty hooks. I'm throwing big meaty hooks all damn night. Throwing big meaty hooks. The biggest, meatiest hooks. Lucas, who hits harder, Costa or Burns? I would say it's fairly similar. But that's kind of pathetic for Paulo Costa because pound for pound, Gilbert Burns. Just pure power, I'd say it's very similar. But it's like Costa's the biggest middleweight. You know what I mean? And he's hitting like a guy that is not even close to being the biggest welterweight. His power's overrated. His grappling's overrated. His skill is overrated. Khamzat Chimaev's going to destroy him. He's going to destroy him. Just like Burns, right? Just like Burns, you mean like Khamzat Chimaev's going to run through Burns? I did think Khamzat was going to run through Burns, but here's the difference. What happened in the first 30 seconds of that fight? Khamzat took him down. Remember, he did take him down, right? Easily, very, very easily, he took him down. What happened after that? Gilbert Burns, on his back, is an absolute wizard. What's Khamzat Chimaev going to be facing on the ground in Paulo Costa? Is he going to be facing the guy that got out of a back take from Damian Maia? No. He's going to be facing the guy that got his back taken by Marvin Vettori. He's going to be facing the guy that got held on the ground by Yoel Romero for 20 seconds at the end of the second round that people just seem to forget. He's going to be facing the guy that lost to Marvin Vettori. Just let that sink in. If you lose to Marvin Vettori, I don't give a how big you are. I don't give a about how, or explosive and, he has a grappling background. I don't care. That is pathetic. If you, it's not pathetic in and of itself. I would lose to Marvin Vettori. You guys would lose to Marvin Vettori. It's pathetic in the sense that if you're going to fight Khamzat Chimaev, who is probably the future of the sport, how can we even take you serious? How can we take you serious? Especially when we know this man's confidence was broken after the Israel Adesanya fight. I cannot wait to put the video out. I can't wait. I cannot wait. These Costa fans are in for a rude awakening. You know what? I think that the people that are picking Paulo Costa, they need a serious wake-up call. There's a couple of things that make me want to scream into a bag. The first thing that makes me want to scream into a bag to alleviate your, the sound of the blood-curdling scream that I would unleash is people putting Adesanya right up there with Volk, with, all-time rankings, people saying Adesanya is number one as a striker. But right now, the numero uno thing that makes me want to scream into a bag or just into a wall is people picking Paulo Costa to beat Khamzat Chimaev. It makes me want to pull my hair out, guys. So I can't wait to give you an not a soy scream. I can't wait to give you an unbelievable rant. People forgot how Costa is good. He beat up Vettori and Rockhold while injured. Dude, oh yeah, he's so good. He beat up Marvin Vettori with a 10-pound weight advantage and literally lost the fight. But somehow he beat him up when he literally lost the fight. He's so good that despite beating Luke Rockhold, every single person was impressed with Luke Rockhold's performance. Look at any comment section on Rockhold and Costa on YouTube, and you'll see how overwhelming the support for Luke Rockhold's performance is. Not a single person gives Paulo Costa credit because he was supposed to go in there and smash him up. That's pathetic. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if Rockhold is an ex-champion. He's not the same guy. He's washed up. Yeah, he's still decent on the ground. Great. The guy was washed up, all right? Even if he wasn't completely washed, he's still not the same guy that he was in the past. I'm sorry. He's a outdated grappler in the sport of MMA in comparison to Khamzat. Completely different level of grappling, guys. Completely different level of grappling. If Paulo doesn't get finished, would you be impressed? Yes. Yes. If Paulo Costa doesn't get finished, I would be impressed. Yes. Yes, I will. I'll be impressed. 100%. Not only will I be impressed, I'll be disappointed in Khamzat Chimaev, and I'll have no other choice but to say that he wasn't as good as I thought he was. Even if he puts on a bad beating, if you cannot put away Paulo Costa, you're not the guy that I thought he was. I look at Khamzat Chimaev as being the lock for a middleweight champion, a lock for a guy that will go out here and dominate 90% of people in the rankings. Straight up. So maybe he's not as good as I think. I might be overrating him. We'll find out. Like, I might be overrating him, guys. But I don't think I'm underrating or overrating Paulo Costa. I think I have a good rating on Paulo Costa. I think that I would pick him to win certain fights in the rankings, and I'd pick him to lose certain fights in the rankings. I would never say that Paulo Costa is going to get dominated by someone like Sean Strickland. I don't think that Paulo Costa necessarily even gets dominated by a guy like Jared Cannonier. I think Jared Cannonier beats him. I don't think he necessarily gets dominated. I think that Khamzat is good enough to dominate him, but I could be wrong. I'm afraid that I'll be wrong because I want Khamzat Chimaev to be as good as I think he is. I'm afraid the secret juice invalidates your argument. I know, but Khamzat Chimaev is looking pretty big. I watched his video, his vlog that he put out today. He's looking like a really fucking big middleweight right now, man. He's not by any means fat. He's not lean, but he's still like at least a month and a half out from his fight, right? He's not even close to the weight cut yet, and he's still lean and looking full. Lucas, how can you forget that Costa beat Johnny Hendricks? Oh, yeah, man. Johnny Hendricks. I should have remembered. He put away old man Johnny Hendricks and old man Uriah Hall. Like, don't worry. My video is just going to be slowly demolishing the Paulo Costa fans' arguments, but it's going to be in fun. It's going to be with good spirits, with good energy. I'm just going to be having some fun, guys. If you're a Costa fan, if you're picking him, I'll tell you to wake up. I'll tell you to, snap out of the past, get back to the time machine and come back to the present. Listen, I like Paulo Costa. I'm a fan of him. I'm tired of people acting like he's actually that good when he's literally never proven it. Like, he's never done anything impressive since Yoel Romero. Not a single performance of his has been impressive. And I feel like every fighter has a one-off performance where they're just exceeding the expectations for one night. Bro, only elite fighter he has fought is Gilbert. Why you rate him? All right, listen, I know Gilbert is the only elite fighter he's fought, but number one, that was a year ago. So given the fact that he's young, he's definitely going to improve. Number two, you know this. The reason why Khamzat Chimaev had to strike with Gilbert Burns is because of how good Gilbert Burns is on the ground. You understand this. Gilbert Burns, when he's fighting a guy like Khamzat, does not have the same fear of being taken down because he's so defensively sound down there via skill, okay? It's not via Gilbert Burns is this big powerhouse that can explode up. It's skill. Gilbert Burns can get to his guard. He can put the butterfly hooks in, or he can get to do butterfly guard, and of course, then he can throw up arm bars and he can throw up submissions and he can get back up to his feet with skill. Paulo Costa does not have anywhere near the same level of skill as Gilbert Burns on the ground. And I think that if he gets taken down, it's not going to be a matter of, is he strong enough to get back up? Is he good enough to get Khamzat Chimaev off of his back? Is he good enough to get his legs, out of the hooks that Khamzat Chimaev sinks in? Like, I don't think he's going to be good enough for that. Paulo Costa, people overrate him because of one moment against Yoel Romero. Literally one moment against Yoel Romero where he was able to get back up to his feet and scramble, got an underhook or used a wizard to get up or whatever. But he got taken down by Yoel. Yoel had like 2 takedown attempts in the whole fight. The second time he tried to take him down, he succeeded and had Paulo Costa on the ground. Every single person that's tried to take him down has taken him down. Every single one. Costa would edge out a 29-28 against GM3. Literally, he'd probably edge out a 29-28 against GM3 at this point. Like, that would be the case. He'd probably beat him up badly in the first, but I guarantee you Gerald Meerschaert can get the fight to the ground at some point and, like, just fucking survive. Like, he'd get beat up. I think 30-27. Maybe a late round stoppage. GM3, I don't know. I think actually Costa stops him, but it wouldn't be a flat line. It wouldn't be like a KO. It'd be like a slow TKO up against the fence. You know what I mean? It'd be like a Izzy and his UFC debut type of KO. Yeah, Yoel does rarely use his wrestling. And when he does, he's not got the best control. He just doesn't. Yoel has TKO'd people on the ground when they were tired, when they started to fade a little bit. It was more an explosion. All of a sudden, he just goes batshit crazy on them. Khamzat Chimaev overwhelms people with technical grappling. It's a completely different ballgame. Yoel Romero is technical when he takes someone down. You know what I mean? But once he hits the mat, it's just kind of like a brute force type of effort. Whereas Khamzat Chimaev, once it hits the mat, is like, it's just getting started. He's starting to wrap you up. Costa has underrated grappling. I don't think so at this point. His grappling is overrated. A couple years ago, yeah, I would agree because not many people even talked about Costa's grappling because that's what he was doing when he first got onto the scene. But right now, I think it's overrated at this point just because a lot of people expect him to be a good enough grappler to stop Khamzat Chimaev. And I just don't know where they're getting this from. Like every single grappling sequence that I've seen of his in the entire career of Paulo Costa, aside from a couple of moments against Luke Rockhold when he was on top of him, they're not looking good. They're just not looking good. And I know for a fact that his number one game plan against Luke Rockhold was probably not to grapple. You know what I mean? So I understand that you could make an argument, oh, he wasn't really trying to grapple. He just ended up being able to. But Luke Rockhold's old. That guy's almost 40 years old, for goodness sakes. This is a completely different level. Izzy said that Paulo was extremely slow, which made me even more confident in Khamzat. I know, bro. Like, that's the thing about Costa. He's got a little bit of speed early, but his footwork, that's the thing that's going to make him super stationary. He's not a very fast guy in the way that he moves around. He's got some quick hands, but it's like he doesn't even have a lot of sting on them. I think Khamzat's going to take him down with ease. I think it's going to look like you already know what a Khamzat Chimaev fight looks like. It looks like you have an assassin that was paid to take someone out. That's how Khamzat's going to do him. It's going to look like some big, dictator paid Khamzat to go in there and fucking take Paulo Costa out. He's just going to maul him. Yeah, Khamzat's going to absolutely smoke Paulo Costa. I fucking can't stand these Costa fans, man. Costa's getting fucked up, dude. Costa's getting beat up like he stole something. I'm telling you right now. He's going to get subbed in the first. Knockout artist. Stop. I'm tired of them calling this guy a knockout artist, bro. He's not a KO artist at all. It's actually starting to really piss me off. Knockout artist. Jesus Christ. If he's a knockout artist, every single person that's ever got a TKO is a knockout artist. Like, he's being overrated going into this. I need Khamzat to absolutely smoke him so that his fans can wake up and just get a grip on reality. This is what it is. Like, I don't even want Costa to get that hurt. I just want his fans to understand, like, what's what. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.